Right, this morning I don't feel my best, to say the least. I have a splitting hangover because last night I partied it up hard and I partied it up correctly, which was consuming a lot of juice. The reason I partied it up hard was because it was kind of England's, well, one of England's lifelines. If you've got any patriotic blood about you, or if you're into football, or even if you're not into football, you probably will have heard that England now officially are out of the World Cup. That's it. We're gone. We're done. We fucked it. They've managed to break a personal record and get kicked out of the World Cup this early. I don't think it's ever been done before, where we've lost 2 games and we are out. We are outie. 5Gs, motherfuckers. Unbelievable. And you know, everything was resting in the hands of Italy winning their next 2 games. That was the only lifeline we had. If Italy had won the next 2 games, we were going through on kind of default. And unfortunately, as predicted, Italy lost their game. So that's it. We're screwed. England aren't in the World Cup. And that is pretty much my summer pissed up the wall now. That's all my little plans in summer just gone. And I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. And I sat there and I watched this team when we played Uruguay. This team of paid professionals, highly paid professionals, just not do the job that they've been given. It's the same mistakes all the time. Luis Suarez, okay, our press absolutely hammered him. They gave him such a hard time, and it's just desserts that we got served that cold in 2 goals when we played Uruguay. The guy was injured, for fuck's sake. The guy had an injury and he still managed to pull that off. You know, imagine if he would have been match fit. It probably would have been about 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. World-class player. And what do? We leave him open. Now, I don't rate the England squad too much. There's a few players in there that looked kind of tasty. Rooney can fuck off. I know he scored a goal, but he can fuck off. He's out the team, man. The guy should be modelling life-size Shrek puppets. That's about it. For me, my man of the moment was Daniel Sturridge. Just an unbelievable player. The only problem is a little bit greedy. You know, he held onto the ball a little bit too much, and, you know, he's very clever, he's very sneaky, he can weave in and out of players, he's got such amazing ball skill. But the Uruguay defence did exactly what they're supposed to do with a player like that. Every time he got the ball, there was 3 of them on him. And that's what you do. You've got a danger, you've got a threat, you've got somebody who can make chances, as he did. I think he was the one who made Rooney's goal. You close them down, and that's what England never fucking do. I mean, the goal came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. I know essentially it was down to Gerrard's mistake, but whatever, you know, it's a whole, it's a mistake as a whole. It's a mistake as a whole by the entire team. And it's just embarrassing. At this moment in time now, it's embarrassing to say I'm English. And, you know, I was watching one of the players when they were coming off at half-time, and I can't remember who it was now, because, again, I'd had a lot to drink that night, but he was fucking doing his hair as he walked off. He was kind of like, I don't even know, it was like he had an imaginary mirror there, the way he was looking into the grass and kind of straightening his fucking quiff up. And I thought, this is all these guys care about. You know, you can imagine them, somebody saying to them, do you want to play in the England squad? We're going to put you through. And they go, wow, yeah, how much am I getting for this? How much am I getting paid? It's all about money. It's all about appearance. It's all about contracts and fucking status. That's it. That's all that matters to them now. There's not very many passionate players left in the England squad. And that winds me up. That winds me up that these people get paid so much. You know, I've been watching football and I've been watching England quite a long time. And long enough to know that when I think back to World Cup 90 and Euro 96 and 98, you know, World Cup 98, these were players that you could stand there and say, I'm so proud to be English, to have these people representing my country. You know, the Sheringhams, the Gascoignes, the Beckhams. Fantastic squad. You used to put those guys on a pitch and you had an element of hope in your heart that they were going to pull something out and get the win. And if they weren't going to get the win, they were going to fucking die trying. Gascoigne for me was the epitome of an amazing player, and I know he's a pisshead, I know he's an alcoholic, and literally if he has another drink he's dead, and that's a sad thing. It's sad to see the way a legend has turned out. But once upon a time, that man, for me, I think he was actually rated as the best player in the world at that time. And that's up against some pretty stiff competition. And for me, he was my best player. You know, I love Gascoigne. But I still love him now. I know he's a wreck, but I love him now. I'll never forget that, you know, Gascoigne and Beckham walking off crying in games and things like that. You don't get any of that now. Motherfuckers. You know, I think to myself about, you know, I'm looking forward to the Commonwealth Games and the Olympics and things like that. And You watch these people who are pretty much anonymous most of the time. Maybe they've never entered into anything so big. And these people walk into these arenas and they've got one thing on their mind, and that's winning. That is winning. That's all they care about. They want to win. They want to do well. Essentially, it makes a lot of them, you know, it makes a lot of their careers, so maybe that's slightly at the back of their mind, but 9 times out of 10, everything they've trained for as a person who is not in the public eye is about winning that medal for our country and representing and giving something back. England players, footballers do not have that kind of passion. England rugby players do, but England footballers do not. And at this very moment in time, with a slight exception of a couple of them, I piss on every one of them in that team. I really do. They've ruined my fucking summer now. You see, the problem is, not only has that move, now that we're out of the World Cup, not only has that move bugged it up for a lot of people who had their summers planned around the World Cup, it's also bugged it up for our country, as far as retail, as far as product sales and merchandise, and even pubs. You know, here in England, so many classic, traditional pubs closed down because of the recession and the smoking ban and things like that. A lot of pubs have gone downhill because it's so much cheaper to go to a supermarket and buy your ale and sit at home and watch football and things. But when the World Cup occurs, there's something people want to do. They want to go out. They want to go out and go into a bar and watch a game with their mates, or just surrounded by people who are all going to be screaming if a goal goes in. You know, I always remember there was one pub called the Wheat Sheaf in Birmingham on the Country Road in Sheldon. If you had a pint in your hand, you literally was dreading the next goal going in. As much as you were excited about it, you were thinking, oh my god, they're going to score, and I've got a full pint in my hand. Because what used to happen was, whenever a goal went in, everybody used to launch their beer up in the air, deliberately. That was it. That was what we used to do. We used to throw our drinks up in the air. If you were walking back from the bar with 3 beers in your hand, you would get to your mates with nothing left, and just a bunch of soaked bystanders around you. And that is now going to be gone, and pubs are going to suffer because of that. Bloody idiots. Go and fuck yourselves, you overpaid monkeys. It doesn't matter though. They still get paid. They still get their Gillette contracts. Wankers. Anyway, sorry, not very entertaining commentary. I'm just really feeling like piss at the moment, so I'm out. I'll see you later. Apocalypse done.